Thanks, Ingrid.
Okay, sorry. You hear me better now? Okay. It's nice that you're talking about fascination, because admire, I think, is a fascinating name. That's one thing. So I think I need to explain it a little bit to you. Today there are some people from Admire present, and I already expressed that it's very nice to have other people talking to people within the Admire project. Admire stands for an award for design management, innovating and reinforcing enterprises. It's a project in the framework program 6 of DG Enterprises and Industry. So it's about innovation and especially focused on SMEs. However, when Eindhoven took up the idea to work together with European partners, altogether we are 19 now in 12 countries, apart from lots of agents in 10 or 12 other countries. When we took up the idea, Eindhoven had the idea to really be an example towards other European cities in design and design management. So the idea was to pilot the idea of European Design Capital. And Marianne has already explained to you the basis of this idea, of this thought. A European Design Capital as being not the natural partner of design, not a metropolis like Barcelona or Milano, but about cities like Saint-Étienne, today present here, Courtrai from Belgium, present as well, and Cardiff. I don't know yet, but I think somebody from Cardiff must be here. Andy? Where's Andy? Oh, hi Andy. Sorry, Andy. I'm a bit sleepy, I didn't see you. Smaller cities, but with a rich industrial heritage and also a tradition in design and in manufacturing. And to demonstrate that also within these cities there can be a kind of boiling plate, it can be a kind of pressure cooker for new ideas, for innovation, for creativity, together with businesses, but also for the cities itself, for the citizens and knowledge institutes. So this Admire project, an award for design management, innovating and reinforcing enterprises, is also meant for cities. Last week we had in Cardiff the second award-winning ceremony. It was a design festival in Wales, and we had people from all over Europe coming to Cardiff to explain their cases on design management, how they really obtain success by really have a strategic view on how you can implement creativity within your company, but also within your city. Because we have people from City of Amsterdam here, and the City of Amsterdam, for instance, was one of the honorable mentions in the award-winning ceremony. They won an award for their new communication, their uniform communication and the way how they manage it within the city, which also makes all citizens a kind of partner of this new communication, Amsterdam. Part of the project does not only the research component on design management in enterprises and companies, but we believe it's also very important to see how cities are managing their design, their creativity. But I hope that by the end of the day we will have exchanged many ideas, many thoughts, also many best practices, I guess, about what's happening in other cities, to learn from each other, but also to see whether we can maybe distill a kind of basic foundation that might formulate also answers to questions on how to deal with this. Because, as already said, it should not just be a top-down process, it should certainly be also a bottom-up process. It should be also about facilitating partners within the cities to have the room and the space and the playing field, you might say, to start up these innovative projects with creative people. So I will guide you around in Eindhoven with my colleagues, and I'm sure that by the end of the day we will have very interesting ideas and thoughts exchanged. And I think for the time being this will maybe illustrate enough what we are doing within the Admire project, and of course I'm very happy on behalf of all these partners to hear you, and to also thank you for the fact that you will be exchanging these ideas with us. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ingrid. I think we've had 3 very useful presentations, and I'm now going to open the floor for questions or comments. There's always deathly silence. We have a question from one of the contributors, which is rather interesting. Anne-Marie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. No, I forgot to mention something, and it's a fact. New Harvard research has shown that as $1 you put into marketing and advertising gains you $7, that $1 put in research and design gains you $415. And that's the reason I learned it a few days ago from one of the directors of Microsoft. And he said, Microsoft, our core business is design nowadays. And they should have started very earlier on, because everybody who uses a computer knows that it's a gas. But it's really Harvard research, so we can use that next year.
Thanks, Marianne. I mean, economic impact studies are crucial to this particular sector. We need to illustrate what the cultural sector actually creates in economic terms. I know a lot of us are doing work on that, but we need to make sure that we use that information productively. So that's something that we're very keen to promote. Are there any questions or comments? I know there's one question I want to ask. Certainly Marianne, and that's the synergy between the partners. How long did it take to get full collaboration and cooperation? Was it done over a long period, or was it comparatively quick to do?
Comparatively quick, because normally who are lacking are the politicians, really. It's the local government who was not seeing possibilities. So what we were doing just was showing people that there was enough working space to do the things they already knew they had to do. So the collaboration was taking care in a small way in itself, but they needed further funding to make it possible. And the big issue now is to get enough funding from the central government to be able to support the ICT sector, to make possible what everybody knows that is really possible. So this is really all about convincing all levels of government that they should invest money to make it possible, also foremost in the knowledge institutes, but also in all type of projects.
I think that most of us in this room would agree with that analysis. I think we all are conscious that both local government and central government do not invest sufficient monies in this particular sector. And I think one of our objectives will be to actually raise this as a real issue as part of our recommendations. Clearly, it is of major concern. And interestingly, in Nottingham, it was the private sector and the universities that were actually collaborating. And it was the local authorities that really were on the tails of those two sectors. And, financial commitment has not been really there, and that's the pity, because it desperately needs that help. Further questions?
When I may add one thing, it was also shown when we opened the Admire project, and that was about economics. And what you saw, that all the companies involved were telling us how proud they were because of the products they were producing. They were talking about people all the time, not about gaining money. And that's the new development. You see that economics and social developments are already coming together, and the big gains economically will be in care and in education and in public space. And Philips already is going into that direction. But well, the same applies if that isn't possible because of a knowledge gap that is in the ICT sector. They have to do it in another country.
Yeah, okay. Any further questions or comments? Don't be shy. Deathly silence. If there are no questions, I think, Jill, are you indicating? Marvellous. Jill from Birmingham. We haven't done the round of introductions yet, but we will.
Okay. Just a couple of points. It's been very interesting in a city like Birmingham, where we have been very, in a sense, proud of ourselves for thinking that we have taken a lead as local government in stimulating the growth of the creative industries. On one level, we now think that we have, over the last 6 years, made such an impact in terms of financial intervention that we're saying that we're now mainstreaming support rather than dedicating it specifically, having a special programme just for creative industries. But I have a nasty feeling that it's more to do with the decline in the access, shall we say, the decline in the monies that are available for us to access, particularly from Europe, to be able to continue to have a dedicated programme for creative industries. So we've put them in a box, thought that we've done a good job, but now, actually, because the monies are not so easy to come by, we pretend we've made a great success of it. But actually, it's not so much that. We just don't have the resource to continue at the same level as before, and that's a real challenge. And we haven't necessarily moved into the areas that you have by taking it much more widely and thinking about it as part of a wider approach to develop the city and to develop the knowledge economy in different ways. Having said that, we have now got a new phase of development for the city, where we have got something called the Big City Plan, which is a vision for the city taking us forward to 2026, which seeks to embrace not only the physical infrastructure, but the wider approach that you have been talking about. And I would be very interested to share some of that thinking with people. And the danger in all of that is that we talk about consultation and involving the people, but our consultation processes probably are not as robust as yours.
Thanks for that, Jill. I mean, I have to say that I agree with that analysis. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've got we're just going through a 2030 vision for our city, but social design has not been part of that, scenario. And listening to you and listening to the Eindhoven presentation, it seems that it ought to be. I mean, I said to some of your stuff earlier that I think that Eindhoven is streets ahead of many cities in Europe in terms of using design in a social way. So we've got much to learn from you, no doubt about that at all. Any other questions or comments? If not, then we'll revert back to the agenda, and we need to agree the minutes of the previous meeting, if I can find them. I had them a minute ago. Okay. The previous minutes have been circulated. Are you prepared to accept them as a true record? Again, deathly silence. I assume that you are. Marvellous. Okay, I'll just go through them page by page. If anybody's got any questions or comments on them, please just indicate and we'll take them. Page 1 is merely the list of, and so is page 2, list of the attendees. Page 3. Page 4. And page 5. No questions, no comments, so we approve them. Excellent. I think now we need to do a round of introductions. I realise that you'll never remember one another's names, but hopefully during the course of the day and during the course of future meetings you will begin to become very familiar with one another, and you'll begin to network and you'll begin to exchange ideas, and hopefully it'll be a very productive forum. Okay, so let's start on the front. Well, I'm Malcolm Wood, for the working group chair. Rob?
Rob de Steege, in charge for design, culture and economics.
Sorry. Willem Kars, ik ben design consultant. I'm a design consultant, I should be talking English. And I'm invited by the City of Eindhoven to participate in this as a sort of expert.
My name is Kees Donkers. I'm an urban designer in the city, and I work together with Rob on this issue.
I'm Ingrid van der Wacht, and I work as project leader on Admire, but also for Design Connection Brainport on the city, the program economics, and bringing industry and designers together.
Josiane Franc, I'm International Relations Manager of the School of Art and Design in Saint-Étienne, and also City du Design, which is a design center. And I'm Admire partner. If I can add just some few things, we are organizing also a big international event in November, from 15 to 30 November in Saint-Étienne, and Eindhoven is taking part in this event. And the focus is one major event, it's not exhibition, is on social innovation design. And also we are organizing Cumulus conference, and the big theme is Cumulus network of school of art and design in the world, focuses on design, and one of the three themes of this design and research conference is design and social innovation. So I hope that our contribution could help our network.
My name is Mary Ann Schreurs. This is one of the few occasions during the year that I am able to pronounce my own name in the right way.
Hello, my name is Maarit Ketoseppälä. I come from Finland, from Turku. I'm a project manager from Department of Cultural Affairs of City of Turku. I'm doing marketing, producing events and festivals, and also creative industries.
Hello, I'm Katarzyna Staś. I'm from Poland. From Katowice, it's south of Poland, Silesia region. And I work for the City Development Department.
Jill Robinson, I'm head of European and International Affairs for the City of Birmingham, and have followed the development of cultural policies in Europe for a good few years as part of that role. I retire from this post at the end of next week, which is why you'll see on my badge consultant for Birmingham, because I had hoped to have retired last month. But you know how these things are. So I'm here with great interest to follow this, because it's an area that I'm really passionately committed to supporting, and I look forward to learning a lot from this visit to Eindhoven.
My name is Odne Meling. I work for the Culture Department in the City of Bergen.
My name is Michael Butt from the City of Dortmund, working in the Cultural Department too, responsible there mostly for music business and music scene. projects of free culture and coordination together with Economic Development Agency for Creative Industries.
Good morning, my name is Sylvia Theus. I'm coming from the city of Dortmund and working with the Economic Development Agency. Since 2005, I'm responsible for the ICT market, and since a year now, we are also working for the creative industries. And actually, we hope to bring those two clusters together.
Hello, I'm Michael Williams. I'm Corporate Director for Community and Culture, again from the City of Nottingham.
Good morning to everybody. My name is Hannele Räikkönen, and I represent the City of Tampere actually in Brussels, in the Tampere EU office. I'm actually a member of the Economic Development Forum, but I decided to assist my colleague Lena here today to get some ideas, since we're going to be hosting this working group in Tampere next April.
Hello, I'm Hans Soenen from Belgium, Kortrijk. I'm working for Design Region Kortrijk. I'm organizing in Kortrijk the Design Week, like in the Netherlands here. I'm also working in the field because I'm a teacher of industrial design engineering at the Industrial High School, University of Kortrijk.
My name is Mikkel Røyen Andersen and I'm from the city of Copenhagen and I work as a project manager for the Copenhagen Creative Forum.
Hello, my name is Jan Fredericks. I work for the city of Antwerp as an economic advisor, so I'm trying to pick a lot of ideas around here.
Good morning. My name is Marleen Melis. I'm in charge of the international relations of the culture department of the city of Antwerp in Belgium.
Hello, my name is Liina Penttila. I come from the city of Tampere, Finland. I work for the Creative Tampere program, which is under the economic department of the city.
My name is Carmen Medina from Gijón City Council, and I work in the local agency for promotion. We are now trying to work with creative industries.
Good morning, my name is Lia Voermans. I represent the 5 cities from Brabantstad. That's Breda, Tilburg, Eindhoven, 's-Hertogenbosch and Helmond. And I'm responsible for the external affairs and Cultural City, Capital City 2018 from the city of Breda and Brabantstad. So good morning.
Good morning, my name is Pauline de Vries from the city of Rotterdam. I work for the economic department on the program for creative industries.
Good morning, Claire Newman from Nantes. I work for the European Affairs Department and in particular responsible for coordinating projects in the area of creative industries.
Hello, I'm Andy Walters and I'm a researcher at the University of Wales Institute Cardiff and I'm one of the Admire partners.
Good morning, my name is Stephen Ray. I'm the Partnerships Director, Creative Economy with the City of Bristol.
Good morning, I'm Julie Hervé, working at Eurocities in Brussels, and I'm the policy officer in charge of culture.
Good morning, my name is Cédric Bollier. I'm working for a consulting firm in France. The name is Algoé. Algoé is a business partner involved in 2 working groups. The first one is the Creative Industries Working Group, and the second one is the cluster in the Economic Forum.
Hello, my name is Anna Maria Garini. I come from the city of Genoa as responsible for the international relations and European projects at the Culture Department.
Good morning, I am Egidio Camponizzi. I come from the city of Genoa and work in the head cultural office.
Good morning, my name is Marja van Nieuwkerk. I'm working in the City Council of Amsterdam, the Department of Art and Culture, and in charge of art in public space and creative industries.
Good morning, my name is Martine Brinkhuis, also from the Municipality of Amsterdam, Department of Arts and Culture, and I'm working on the connections between arts, new media and ICT.
Good morning, I'm Elena Lai and I work for the international team of the City of Nottingham.
Okay, I'm going to test you now on your memory. I'm joking. Oh, I missed somebody. I do apologise. Can you get near a microphone? Why don't you come and sit over here? Don't be shy.
I was a bit late.
Don't worry about it.
I'm Becky Verté from Kortrijk in Belgium, like my colleague Hans Soenen sitting there. I'm working for Design Regio Kortrijk, and this is an NPO, non-profit organization, and the activities aim to further the introduction of a design culture in our industrial fabric of the region, also in the educational infrastructure and in the public sector. And we are also a partner in the Admire project.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, clearly there's a great deal of expertise in this room, and what I think it might be a good idea, if we try and collate a directory of members of this forum with a kind of definition of what you actually do, so that, with contact numbers, so that if you want to actually talk to one of your colleagues about an issue, that you can do that. I think that might be very, very useful. So we'll try and do that. Okay, I'm now going to ask Julie Hervé to give us an update on latest developments of European institutions which are appropriate to the creative industry sector. Julie.
This is going to be a very short update, and first I'm sorry for those of you who were in Istanbul last weekend who probably know most of the things I'm going to tell you now. What happened recently regarding cultural and creative industries at EU level? First, the European Parliament and their Culture and Education Committee adopted a report on cultural and creative industries in last spring. This text presents concrete proposals to the European Commission, such as the creation of a task force on culture and the creative economy that would explore the relationship between culture, creativity, and innovation in the framework of European policies. And the resolution adopted by the Parliament also recommends both private-public funding method and a more favorable regulatory and fiscal framework. This report also invites the European Commission to consider the development of a program that would be similar to the media program, but that would support digital libraries, music, theatre, publishing, and the transnational distribution of works. Still last spring, the European Council adopted conclusions on promoting creativity and innovation through education and training. I'm not going into too much details, but I will upload the relevant documents on the members area of the Eurocities website if you want to have a look at them. Regarding the European Year of Creativity and Innovation, it was already mentioned this morning. You can see the logo now on the slide. Very briefly, its objective is to raise public awareness, to disseminate information on best practices, and to stimulate a political debate at European level. DG Education and Culture of the European Commission will be in charge, and they want to focus on three key concepts. First one is creativity, second one is innovative capacity, and the third one is lifelong learning. All forms of innovation, including social innovation and entrepreneurial innovation, will be taken into account. There is no specific budget for this year. Obviously a shame. The Commission wants to make use of already existing programs, such as the Cohesion Fund, Rural Development, Research and the Information Society. So maybe calls for proposal for such programs next year will have a focus on creativity and innovation, but that will be the only way to get money out of this European year. As part of the activities foreseen, there will be a series of conferences and events and a big information and promotion campaign to disseminate the key message of the year. If you are planning in your cities to organize such events next year, you can ask the European Commission to have the European Year of Creativity and Innovation label. There is an email address for further information. I tried to use it last week and I haven't had an answer yet, but I'm quite confident it will come. Last information, the Czech Republic will be the president of the European Council from next January, and they are planning to organize a large forum entitled Creative Europe in March. As soon as more detail is available, I will send them to you. What's next? Quite interesting is a series of studies that will be published next year by the Commission. The first one is quite a large one on the contribution of culture to creativity, and it will investigate the circumstances that effectively contribute to stimulating creativity in the EU. A group of consultants is in charge of producing this study and asked Eurocities members to provide concrete examples implemented in cities. And thank you very much, because thanks to your contribution, we've been able to provide useful input to this study. And this input is currently being used by the consultants. So they're going to come back to us and let us know how they used your concrete examples. It should be published in February 2009. Another study is underway on the entrepreneurial dimension of cultural and creative industries. I think the Commission is looking for the right consultants to do this study at the moment. Another study, quite interesting for cities and local government, will focus on the contribution of culture to local and regional economic development. It should be launched, the call for tender should be launched in October or November, and I understood that it is a plan of the European Commission to involve cities in this study as well, so your input will probably be welcome again. All those studies will be used to feed in the green paper on cultural and creative industries already mentioned earlier this morning, that should be published by the Commission at the end of 2009. In the Brussels jargon, a green paper is a consultation paper, so it will contain a series of questions, and of course all stakeholders will be welcome to answer, and Eurocities will provide recommendations. Last information about forthcoming co-funding opportunities, and we thought with my colleague Marie in charge of economic development that couldn't be here today with us, but we thought that you may be interested in the next call for proposal, Interreg 4C. It will be published next week, and the deadline will be the end of January, so it's quite a good opportunity for cities who would like to cooperate on themes such as innovation, research and technological development, entrepreneurship and SMEs, the information society, employment, human capital and education. The eligible Interreg 4C cooperation area is the entire territory of the EU, including all new member states. You can't see really well the address of the website, but all information is available on the net. And regarding Wacht, next call will not be before 2010. If you're planning to submit projects as part of the Interreg 4C, please remember that Eurocities has a partner search service that can help you to find partners. It's very easy to use, so don't hesitate to contact me if you need us to help you with a partner search. Thank you. And if you have any additional questions, I'm here today all day.
Thanks, Julie. Are there any questions? Clearly we've got several opportunities to make an input into papers being produced by the European Commission. I'm particularly interested in the economic impact of local authorities into local and regional economic development, because I think we're getting a raft of economic impact surveys being produced by cities that I think will be very, very useful to actually prosecute the case for more investment in the cultural sector, which is something that is largely poor. And I have to say that I'm very worried about this sector, because it's going to be very fragile as the economic recession starts to bite. So they need support, and we need to be very, very proactive, I think. There is another point that I just want to raise. Budapest was the co-chair of this working group. At the last elections, I understand that The Hague have taken over the running of the Economic Development Forum, so they will now be our co-chairs, and hopefully they'll be more collaborative, and they will get engaged with us to move the agenda forward. Julie.
Just to precise that the elections inside the Eurocities Economic Development Forum have not taken place yet. They will take place in Berlin early November. At the moment, I think The Hague is the only candidate.
So I'm being a little presumptive, but let's hope that The Hague take over. Okay, any further questions to Julie? If not, I'm waiting for Rob coming in with the director of Philips. Just bear with us.